So we're going to just share our story with you today, kind of where we've been, how we got there, and what we've learned along the way, and why we think it's a good model.
I've been the principal there for my 11th year, and we don't have any more resources than anybody else has. Probably a few less than in some, or different, maybe different resources, I should say, than what other folks have. We're in a very small community, high poverty. It's definitely a community school though. Trees behind our school, and no one went beyond those trees. We knew that it was a dumping site. It was, all kinds of mess back there. But we decided to ask for forgiveness and not permission that summer and cross through that property, right, to head to Snowy Creek, which was on the other side of that property. And in doing so, one of the kids saw this and said, "Hey, why is that water orange?" And I didn't have a clue because I was not and did not know a whole lot at all about the environment. I was like, I don't know what it is. But that is what sparked the big question. And that's what sort of led us into this adventure that we went on in helping the kids figure out why that water was orange. So long story short, it was the site we discovered behind the school, behind those trees, was a train had gone through there. It was an old tipple site for the coal mine. And so when the mines closed, they took that coal and spread it out and left it there. And that was actually acid mine drainage that was headed into the stream. Then again, I really didn't know what that meant at all. Like I didn't really know why that. I was like, wow, that's orange water. I don't mix up in there with the other stuff, But that's sort of what left us into asking more questions and sort of sparked our whole adventure.
And so, yeah, that environmental concern is what actually brought the two of us together. And so,
definitely the beginning of the partnership. We didn't know, so we had to go out and ask others to help us, teach the kids this, because we really didn't know the answers.
We've been working with Krellen for 10 years now, and I've been working in the field of environment-based education for 15 plus years, and at Canaan Valley Institute, we're a watershed restoration, watershed conservation and stewardship organization, and I do our youth-based education. So I work with watershed groups, other nonprofits and schools, trying to integrate the great things about communities into the schools and use it as part of their curriculum, really integrate it into academic standards and other programs on it. And she's like, that's what I want for my students, but I don't know how to connect it to. I don't know the science in order to connect it to the students to make it meaningful and a learning opportunity at even a kindergarten level up through 5th grade level. So that's kind of what started it. So when I came to her, I was like, this is what, here's some ideas, here's what we do. First we need to engage the community and talk to them. And that's when we really started kind of going down the road of the place-based education approach. And as we did lots of different things, and most things worked, some things didn't work. We learned a few things down the road. Part of the place-based education approach is that it does address ecological integrity. We did want to do something about that problem that we had. It tries to address community, social, and economic vitality, and Krellen has done an amazing job engaging parents and partners to the nth degree in a really, really meaningful way. Their parents do a lot more than just have funnel cake sales. They're very, very integral in their whole academic piece of their curriculum. All of these comes back to kind of the curriculum and what we're doing for the students before it's about a specific issue of climate change or whatever. So it's a little bit of a semantic thing, but that's where we're coming from with place-based education. And to do really amazing things for student achievement. And so, as any school teacher, school principal who's concerned with standardized test scores, academic achievement, all that stuff, that's really anything you're doing needs to result in that so that it's not something extra placed on the burden of the teachers or the students or anybody else.